Have you ever stopped to think that there might be a version of you living a completely different life in a parallel reality? What if this version of you is, at this very moment, watching every choice you make, every path you decide to take? Sounds like science fiction, doesn't it? But what if I told you that this could be more real than we imagine? The idea that multiple realities coexist is fascinating, and both science and spirituality point to this possibility. Imagine that with every decision you're connecting to one of these parallel realities. What if one of these versions of yourself is trying to communicate, sending subtle signals and messages through intuition, déjà vu, and dreams? Today, we're going to explore this concept of parallel realities and, more importantly, discover how this alternative version of yourself could be influencing your current life in ways you might have never imagined. The idea of parallel realities might seem distant, maybe even fantastical. But the concept is closer to our reality than we think. Both quantum physics and spirituality show us that the universe isn't made up of just one timeline or one version of ourselves. On the contrary, with every decision we make, we are potentially aligning with a new reality. Quantum physics suggests that we live in a field of infinite possibilities, where each choice we make, every thought we have, connects us to one of these countless paths. Spiritually, many beliefs affirm that we create new realities with every action, every intention. The universe isn't fixed, it's always expanding, and we, as conscious beings, are constantly navigating these different possibilities. And here's where it gets fascinating. These different versions of ourselves, living in parallel realities, might be connected to us in ways we don't fully understand yet. They could be sending us signals, guiding us, sharing wisdom and experiences that can help us on our current journey. Now, let's dive into how this connection happens and what we can learn from these other versions of ourselves. To better understand this idea of parallel realities, we need to look at two fields that, while seemingly separate, are deeply connected: quantum physics and spirituality. Quantum physics, for example, presents us with the theory of superposition, which says that subatomic particles can exist in more than one state at the same time. This means that, on a fundamental level, the universe operates with multiple possibilities simultaneously. In other words, all possible realities already exist, and our choices are what collapse these possibilities into a concrete reality, the one we experience. Spiritually, this idea of multiple realities is seen as the result of our consciousness in action. Our intentions, thoughts, and vibrations create different paths and versions of ourselves. In some realities, we are living lives very similar to the one we are now. In others, we made different choices and are on a completely new trajectory. At every moment, we are consciously or unconsciously choosing which of these realities we want to experience. These two perspectives, science and spirituality, complement each other. Quantum physics provides the theoretical basis for understanding how this is possible, while spirituality offers a practical map to navigate these realities and connect with versions of ourselves that are already living the potentials we wish to manifest. Now that we understand a bit more about how parallel realities can exist, let's talk about the signs that these versions of ourselves are trying to communicate. One of the most common signs is déjà vu, that strange feeling that you've lived something before. Instead of just being a glitch in our perception of time, as many believe, déjà vu could be a moment when the barriers between these realities dissolve briefly and you experience something a parallel version of you has already lived. Another powerful sign is synchronicity, those meaningful coincidences that seem to happen too often to be random. When you repeatedly see the same number, symbol, or pattern, or when events seem perfectly aligned, it could be a message. A version of you in another reality might be trying to show you a path, a choice, or an insight that could change your trajectory. Dreams are also an important way these versions can communicate. In dreams, especially vivid ones, we can subconsciously access these other realities. Often, the places and people you encounter in dreams have no connection to your current life, but they might be reflections of experiences from a parallel version of yourself. Lucid dreams, where you become aware within the dream, are a unique opportunity to explore these other realities and maybe even converse directly with these versions of yourself. Lastly, intuition is a subtle but powerful form of communication. Sometimes you might feel an inner certainty about a decision or a path, even though you can't explain why. This intuition could be a sign that a version of you, in another reality where this decision has already been made, is trying to guide you. Now that you're aware of the signs, the next question is, how can we connect more consciously and deeply with these other versions of ourselves? The secret lies in aligning your vibration with those realities. Everything in the universe is energy, and every thought, emotion, and action emits a specific vibration. The parallel realities you want to access, where your versions live lives more aligned with your desires and purpose, are vibrating at a higher frequency. One of the most effective ways to raise your vibration is through the daily practice of gratitude. When you express gratitude for what you already have, you tune into realities of abundance. Other practices include meditation, which helps calm the mind and create space to receive insights from these other realities. During meditation, you can even visualize the life you desire, imagining yourself already living in that reality. Physical self-care also plays an important role. Healthy eating, physical exercise, and adequate sleep help keep your body and mind balanced, allowing you to become a clearer receiver for the messages these other versions of you might be sending. Additionally, it's crucial to pay attention to small changes in your behavior and routine. Sometimes these changes could be influences from a parallel version of you. For example, you might suddenly feel the urge to explore a new hobby or interest without knowing where the inspiration came from. This could be a reflection of a version of you that is already immersed in that path. The key to strengthening this connection is consistency. Maintaining a daily practice of raising your vibration and increasing your awareness will make it easier to notice the signs and integrate the lessons these versions of you may be trying to share. To make this concept more tangible, let's use some examples and analogies that help explain how these connections with parallel versions can manifest in our everyday lives. Imagine you're at a crossroads in your career, considering a major change. Suddenly, you start noticing a certain symbol, like a number or a word, appearing repeatedly in unexpected places, on social media, billboards, even in casual conversations. This repetition might seem like a coincidence, but it could be a parallel version of you, who has already made this career transition, trying to guide you in the right direction. Another practical example is that vivid dream where you live a completely different life, in a new place, surrounded by people you've never met, but who seem strangely familiar. This dream could be a window into a reality where you've already followed that path. When you wake up, you feel a calling to explore new possibilities or even change course. Now, think about intuition, that internal feeling you can't explain, but it seems to scream that you should take a specific action. Maybe it's an important decision or a sudden change. This gut feeling could be direct communication from a version of you who has already made this decision in another reality, experiencing the results. What feels like a simple hunch might actually be a clear message from a version of yourself trying to offer guidance. Lastly, visualize your life as a radio tuned to a specific frequency. Each parallel reality is like a radio station on a different frequency. To tune into a new station, that is, to access a new reality, you need to adjust your frequency, changing your thoughts, emotions, and actions. In doing so, you can connect with a version of yourself that is already living the life you desire. Now pause for a moment and reflect. Have you ever had that strange feeling that something you're experiencing now feels familiar, as if you've been through it before? That déjà vu, so common in our lives, could be more than just a trick of the mind. It might be a sign that, for a brief moment, you've tuned into a parallel version of yourself, someone who has already lived that experience. And what about that strong intuition that comes out of nowhere? As if you know exactly what to do without any logical reason. Could this feeling be a message from another version of you who has already made that decision in another reality and is now trying to guide you along the same path? Think, too, about the coincidences that seem to happen repeatedly. Are they really that random, or is there a deeper connection, an invisible guidance from another version of you? What signs have you noticed in your life lately? Think about that as we explore more about how to align your energy to strengthen these connections. Now that you've started to notice the signs of connection with your parallel versions, it's time to learn how to strengthen that communication and integrate the lessons these versions of you can offer. There are simple yet powerful practices you can apply to your daily life to align your energy with these parallel realities and access the wisdom they hold. One of the most powerful practices is meditation. By setting aside just a few minutes each day to disconnect from external chaos and focus on your breath, you create space for deep insights to arise. During meditation, visualize yourself in the life you wish to live. Imagine that you're already living that reality and feel the emotions associated with it: peace, joy, fulfillment. In doing this, you are literally tuning your vibration to align with that version of yourself who is already living in that reality. In addition to meditation, keeping a journal can be an extremely useful tool. You can use it to record your intuitions, dreams, and synchronicities. As you write, you begin to identify patterns that might reveal important messages from your parallel versions. For example, if you repeatedly dream about a certain place or situation, it could be an indication that this reality is within reach, waiting for you to take the next step. Another essential practice is cultivating gratitude. Gratitude elevates your vibrational frequency, connecting you to realities where abundance is already a natural part of your life. Every day, when you wake up or before you go to bed, write down or mentally list at least 3 things you're grateful for. This simple practice has the power to completely shift your perception and open doors to new opportunities. Taking care of your physical body is also crucial for maintaining this connection. Energy flows better when your body is healthy and in balance. Eat mindfully, exercise regularly, and make sure you get enough rest. The stronger and more balanced your body is, the easier it will be to receive and integrate the messages that come from your parallel versions. Lastly, it's important to listen to your intuition. Trust that inner feeling that, even without a logical explanation, seems to guide you in the right direction. When you open yourself up to that inner voice, you're actually opening yourself to the wisdom of a version of you who has already walked that path and wants to help you make the best decision. By adopting these practices, you'll not only strengthen your connection with your parallel versions, but also create a life more aligned with your true purpose. Connecting with your parallel versions is more than just a fascinating idea. It's a journey of self-discovery and spiritual growth. When you start noticing the signs, like déjà vu, synchronicities, or vivid dreams, and learn to interpret them, you're opening yourself to a new way of understanding yourself and the world around you. These versions of you, living different realities, can offer perspectives and wisdom that can transform your life in profound ways. Each small step you take toward connecting with these alternative realities not only expands your awareness but also brings more clarity to your choices. You start to realize that your current life is just one of many possible realities, and you have the power to change your trajectory by aligning with versions of yourself who are already living in states of greater peace, abundance, and fulfillment. By applying the practices we've discussed, meditation, gratitude, intuition, and self-care, you'll be building a bridge between your present self and these parallel versions. And in doing so, you'll open doors to new opportunities and paths that once seemed inaccessible. The beauty of this journey is that it's not about achieving something external, but about awakening to the limitless potential that already exists within you. Each time you tune into these realities, you're one step closer to living the life you truly desire, with more purpose and meaning. So, as you continue exploring this connection, remember, you have the power to choose which reality you want to manifest. It all depends on the vibrations you emit and the choices you make at every moment. If this journey resonated with you, I invite you to take the next step. Subscribe to the channel and hit the like button to keep following content that explores the power of parallel realities, spirituality, and self-awareness. By subscribing, you'll be connecting with a community of people who, just like you, are seeking growth and transformation. Share this video with friends or family members who might benefit from this message. Maybe they too are experiencing signs they don't understand, and this could help them connect with their own parallel versions. And don't forget to leave a comment below. We'd love to hear. What signs have you noticed in your life? Have you ever experienced a déjà vu or a synchronicity that felt like more than just a coincidence? Your story could inspire others to start noticing the signs around them as well. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey. Stay tuned for more videos and don't stop here. Take advantage of the videos now appearing on your screen to continue your journey of self-discovery and spirituality. Each video offers a new opportunity to explore the infinite potential that exists within you. So choose one and I'll see you there.